Recording. Okay, welcome everyone. This is the 4th March, 5th March in some places. We're going to do simulation here. It's going to be gold. We're going to do 9th October. Let's start off with a new simulation. It's going to be 2022 October, 9th October. Gold, I guess, right here. One thing about simulations is that not go too far back, because the market dynamics change, the market conditions change a little bit, so it's better, more important to kind of like stick with the most recent market conditions. Let's go over here, October 9th. Let's start with 10,000 because, we got some inheritance, so we're kind of rich now. So let's start with 10,000. Previous unit charts, we want to see 150 days. Let's do 200. If it's available, we'll see it. Spread is going to be, I guess we're going to do like 1.5 pip spread, 150 points. All right, it's go time. We got the weekly, we got the daily, pull up the daily. We have the 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, and 15 minute. Maybe I'm not going to be consulting the 15 minute a whole lot. We're just going to keep it there as reference, which I think is way better. But consulting 15 minute, maybe we'll see what kind of situation we see basically. So looking at, okay, let's just bring up some more items over here. We need line studies and we need charts and time frames. We need time frames at the bottom. We have basically time frames here at the bottom. All right, let's take a look at the weekly here first. Now, the weekly, obviously, the trend we have to identify. So this is just like whatever. The trend on the weekly is bearish. That's what it seems like. We're coming down. Maybe these weekly candles are coming up. We can see the weekly candle is rejecting to the left hand side, and we don't know whether the next weekly candle is going to move up or move down, right? So to know that information, we need to take a look at the smaller time frames. Looking at the daily now, right? So looking at the daily, actually, this doesn't even matter at all at this point because we're doing pre-London, right? So this actually doesn't matter. So let's move on over. This is 6 p.m. and oh, what the hell's happening? Why isn't? Oh, okay, there we go. We got 7 p.m., 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. 1 a.m. Eastern. This is your pre-London point at this point. 1 a.m. Eastern. Let's take a look at the weekly now. We're coming down. Daily candle is also pushing down, but it seems like we did do some sort of a retracement to maybe create some sort of support. Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern, we'll have a simulation session focusing on pre-New York to London close. Oh, okay. Nice. Beautiful. Let's take a look on the 4 hour now. 4 hours also coming down. Trend is bearish. We've made a high at this point. So let's do this, right? So since we're coming up to the markets, we see prices already pushing down. We need to take a look at how far can price continue pushing. So looking to the extreme left at this point, there's clean candles. So probably that's the support we may come into, but these areas to the left hand side, we can't ignore them, right? Now, of course, we had a clean candle that moved up that basically broke through all these areas, but as price comes down, it has to retrace, right? It has to retrace. You look to the left hand side, and if we see there was a rejection area, so price may react to this area, right? It may. I'm not going to say it will. It may react to this area. But the best thing to do at this point is to just wait to see what sort of a market structure do we form on, let's say, the 1 hour time frame, the 30-minute time frame. Let's do skill over here. Let's zoom in here a little bit more, and let's take a look at what's happening on the 1 hour time frame now. Double mic is from speaker volume. Am I the only one experiencing static? Yes. Do you guys hear double, or is it just single? Like the voice is fine, right? Sounds good. Perfect. Sounds good for one person. Should be good for everyone else too. Awesome. Yeah, you guys confused me over there. All right, so we got a resistance. 1 hour is coming down. Let's see how far it has moved down. It has moved down about 80 pips, right? It has moved down about 80 pips. So what does this mean? This means that its range coming down was 80 pips, which also means that if we do form some sort of a support, there's enough range to take a trade for about, let's say, 20, 30 pips for price to move back up, right? Retracing. If, let's say, like, we were in a downtrend, and if we did not move 80 pips, if we, let's say, moved like 40, 50 pips, then taking a buy as price retraces would be a little risky because the range to retrace wouldn't be as much. But in this case right here, the range to retrace is way bigger. It's like 70, 80 pips. So this may make sense a little bit. Let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, now we have some more information. Let's do some scale fixing over here, scale fix, and let's take a look at this information. So basically, we formed support on the 30-minute time frame. Perfect. And at the same time, we've also formed a resistance on the 30-minute time frame. So now we're maybe in some sort of a range. If we measure this range, it's a 36 pip range where price is right now. This is a 24 pip range above the break of this high. This is a 16 pip range. Okay, not a friendly range. I wouldn't say this is some sort of range that we want to take a trade in. Let's take a look to the left-hand side, see what information we have. So we basically have clean candles forming and going all the way back down. But at the same time, if you remember, we talked about price may reject through this area based off the 4-hour time frame. So let's see how price plays out, and let's see where we can go. Because if we can break above 1689, 1670, no, 1689.50, I think this is a pretty good range here, 38, 39 pips for price to continue pushing up. So that's something to keep in mind. Perfect. Let's see. Let's see where we go. Do we break or do we reject or what happens? Because if we do break below this area, then there's a very high probability we can continue pushing down. So I guess we'll have to wait till that. Let's speed it up here a little bit. What's this? Simulation date is the same one as the last one. Oh, really? Are you sure? 9th October? I don't think so. You sure? It's the same one? Let's see here. All right, now Dhruba has on us on a wild goose hunt here now. This is, let's see here, Dhruba. Is this really the case? 10th, 10th. Oh, yeah, you're right. This is actually the same one. Okay, not a problem. Let's do this. Let's move on to the next week, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There we go. What a random coincidence. Honestly, amazing. Yeah, so we're gonna move on towards the next week here, no problem. Right, so the weekly went down. Now we got the new weekly candle. Now we got the new weekly candle right here. Now looking at this weekly candle, we may wake up and move down, but we're also at a support. Moving on to the daily. Daily is formed like this, but this really doesn't matter again because now we're gonna move on towards our pre. So we're gonna move through pre-London till a New York open. Right, it's at 6 p.m. and hourly 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. 1 a.m. Eastern, and daily candle is trying to push up at this point. Let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour candles are also retracing. Let's do some scale fixing here. 4-hour candles are also retracing. So maybe create some sort of a resistance, I'd say. and then continue pushing down. That's something what maybe kind of what makes sense here for price to continue pushing down. This is a 59, 60 pip range. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. Because if we do think that price should continue down from this point, we need to see some sort of a resistance created on the small time frames here. Let's take a look on the 1 hour. Looking at the 1 hour, we are creating a resistance. All right. And we have a low formed. I thought you said pre-NY to London close. No, pre-London to New York open. Pre-NY to London close wouldn't make sense. That would be a full 1 day, my friend. So yeah, it wouldn't make sense. All right, let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame, and then let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame here. Looking at the 30-minute. Okay, so now if we do think that price is going to continue pushing down, it has to break below this area and then continue pushing down from this point. But then also we got this resistance here to the left hand side, and if we do break above this resistance, I'd say there's a high probability we can continue pushing up because we got clean range to the left hand side. Perfect. The stage is set. We have a minor support right here. Above this area, this is 15 pips. Yeah, not enough range for price to move up. So yeah, perfect. We're gonna just wait, and that's all we're gonna do here now. We're just gonna wait to see whether price is gonna continue to push up, or can we push down and break support. But so far, it seems like we're trying to push up over here, which is still good, not bad. So yeah, just gonna wait over here. See one candle moving, that's totally fine. We're coming up towards resistance. This range, this was a 18, 20 pip range minus spread. You got like a 1.5 pip spread. Wouldn't really would have made sense. So we're just waiting here. The wait is going to be to wait for a 30-minute candle to close above this area because to the left hand side there are rejections here. So we want a candle to close strong, and then the next candle is going to be the move up. If you do get that move. Because unless and until this candle does not cross above these wicks, can't take a buy because that could also be some sort of a rejection. So we got a candle closing here now. Boom. Candle has closed above this area. And in the first 3 seconds, right? In the first 3 seconds, we're retracing here on the new candle. If it closed above, would you have a stop loss? No. So now let's see here now, right? So now if this candle breaks the high of the previous candle, let's slow this down here a little bit. Man, this candle's moving pretty fast, right? If it breaks the high of the previous candle, that is a really, really good idea for an impulse entry for potentially price pushing up. Because the candle closed above resistance. Now this candle has to break above the previous candle's high. So let's see if we do get that, or we are fortunate enough to execute on that. Wish we could slow down candles in live markets. Yeah, that's true, right? So let's risk percentage is going to be like 1%. Yeah, let's do 1%. We're 5 minutes in at this point. Okay, so speed it up here a little bit. Let's get the candles moving quick. Not real time. It's much more faster than real time at this point. Once it breaks the high, because now we're coming into the second half of this 30-minute candle. See right there, we're breaking the high right there. Stop. See at this point now, the stop loss, it can't be stop loss must be 0. Okay, so we're gonna go to visual mode. So the stop over here, it can't be below this candle because being below this candle would basically mean this is a huge stop at this point, right? Stop would be maybe below the current low of the candle because if this candle, the 30-minute candle, moved down, it retraced. That means it grabbed liquidity, and now once it's breaking the high without breaking the low, there's a really high probability it can continue pushing up. So let's do for like, I don't know, like 1-to-1, maybe 1-to-1 first trade of the week. So let's just go with 1-to-1, right? So we broke the high of the previous candle. There's a high probability we should continue pushing up. The 15-minute candle is about to close. 15-minute candle has closed. Take a look at this right here, the way the 15-minute candle closed. So let's do scale fix. 15-minute candle still closed bullish. Okay, we're breaking the high now here as well on the 15-minute candle. So, we're just consulting the 15-minute candles for like, managing risk. I mean, if this candle goes up, it's great. If it closes bearish or a weak candle, then we're going to close 50%. And it seems like we are coming up over here. And oh, looks like, are we going to close with a wick formed or are we going to tap into? Okay, perfect. Got 1-to-1 point. So that was a good move up over here for price to move up. Now, let's say, for example, Um, yeah, before I talk about that example, maybe, so I was going to say, where can we add another position? I think another would be maybe if we form some sort of a support for price to move up, right? Because we've broken above resistance. And if we do form support, we can move up. If candle closes back in the range, then there's a high probability we can, well, move back down. Wow, look at that. It's coming back in the range here now. So we got to wait for this 30-minute candle to close. And then, and then we'll see what happens next. Oh, look at that. 15-minute candle is closing with a rejection, but this rejection isn't enough to substantiate a buy, right? And also, it's the 15-minute candle. So you got to be very, very careful. Wow, look at that. Coming back deeper down in this range here. TP was on point. Yeah, yeah. It was. We were very lucky. We were very lucky we got that trade. So look at that candle coming back down in the range, and yeah, I mean, what are you going to do at this point? It's back down in the range. Even if you want to take a sell, this is like a 13 pip range. It's not enough, so price may just, I don't know, consolidate, or if we do break below the support, we could think about selling. But in this area, I don't think there's an opportunity. Yeah, see, even though if it's coming down, these wicks to the left hand side, it sees them as rejections. Unless if the candle, closes below the support, then you could take a look at these wicks as potential wick fills. But other than that, they're just basically rejections. All right, here we have London Open. Let's take a look on the small time frame, 30-minute time frame, 1 hour time frame ranging, 4 hour candles just bullish here. 4 hour seems like it can go down, but we're not getting that confirmation on the small time frames. And wow, look at that. We're coming back up into this range now. It's just crazy. This is London Open volume at this point. Also, what's happening with this is that these zones are also changing because now we have a resistance up over here, right? We got a resistance up there, and obviously, like, if we break above this resistance, then there's a high probability we can continue pushing up, I guess. Okay, 15-minute candle has closed below this area here as well. Let's remove this. Yeah, we've also created that same resistance up here on the 15-minute time frame. So yeah, I guess we're just rejecting over here. Let's see how this candle closes on the 30-minute. Next bar. Oh, look at that. We closed bullish, right? We closed bullish. Now looking at the 15-minute, 15 minutes also bullish with a big rejection. Kind of like looks like this candle right here. So maybe if we like, break the high, we could go up, I guess. Let's slow it down here a little bit so we don't kind of like, miss that move. Yeah, see right there. Exactly right there. We're breaking above this area. So potentially another possible buy here at this point, right? I mean, maybe up till this wick here to the left hand side. Rejection. Yeah, it should be pretty straightforward. Shouldn't be any problems here or oh, hold on. Why is it coming back down so deeply? Should we have it near the 15-minute time frame? Because to be honest, I think it would make sense to have it a little bit near the 15-minute time frame. Make it a little bit like, you know, 1 to 1 or yeah, something like that. Something like that would make sense because I think having it just under the low as it broke above the high in the first minute would be a little bit risky. It didn't break and close above the resistance, breaking that high in a percentage isn't too risky. Yes. Yes, it is. But we're counting on the volume. The volume is coming from London Open because London Open pushed up. So now we're betting on the fact that, okay, what's the probability that this volume should continue pushing up? That is the probability. And 15-minute candle is about to close. As the 15-minute candle closed, I guess now it's probably a good idea to move the stop below this low to kind of have like a better risk reward at this point. Yeah, I think that's better. That is better. So the 15-minute candle is still open here now. So we just gotta count on this. Whoa, nice. Very nice. Surge of volume came in. But if this candle would have came back down and closed bearish, then we would have, closed about like let's say 50%. This was all about like what's the probability we can continue to push up, and there was only one candle that moved above with London Open, and then next candle wick down, broke above the high, took an impulse entry, and price moved up. I think this was the same trade taken previously right over here as well, where the candle closed above this area and this candle closed below this area, but we counted on volume to continue pushing price up. So I guess that's good. Monday, 2 trades. Let's move on towards the next one. Let's move on towards Tuesday. There we go. Oh, wow. Look at that. Price actually did move up later on in NY Open. This was NY Open right here. Price moved up. Beautiful. Nice to see things play like that. So let's go over to this is pre-London. 2 hours before London Open. Let's remove all analysis. Looking at the 1 hour time frame. Remove this. Looking at the 4 hour time frame. Remove all these analyses. And then we're going to reanalyze stuff here. So looking at the daily's candle is pushing up. There was a rejection on the previous daily candle. So let's take a look on the 4 hour time frame. Looking at the 4 hour, looks like we did create some sort of support. Looks like the new 4 hour candle should wick down, break above this high, and then continue pushing up till 1667, right? That's what it seems like. Okay, perfect. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, wow, we did form support. We did also break above some sort of a resistance. And this is the 4 hour candle high at this point where we're anticipating price to come up to. That's where we're anticipating price to come up to. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, we same idea, same levels, but on 30-minute time frame, there's a resistance up over here, and it seems like we're rejecting. Maybe, and if you take a closer look at maybe where we're rejecting, maybe we're rejecting this area here to the left hand side. So I think to even look for a buy, I think it would be a good idea to kind of see like if we can. I mean, how big was this move? Oh wow, 80 pip move. So this is what we talked about in the beginning of simulation. Like if your move is like 80 pips, 60 pips, 90 pips, getting a retracement on that move is still a valid trade idea because it's less risky. If let's say this move was, let's say like 30, 40 pips, you know, getting in on a retracement for a sell would be risky because the range wouldn't be that much. Right now, this range, this is a 80 pip range. In this 80 pip range, don't you think you can get like 20 pips out of it, 30 pips out of it, and call it a day? Of course. Yes, you can. So, first, we're going to see if we get some sort of confirmation for sells. And second, we're going to see if we get some sort of a confirmation for a buy after the retracement happens, right? So, and also, the thing is, if retracement happens, right? Let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame. So, 15-minute, we want to see some sort of a market structure formed. If we can form some sort of market structure, then I think we can look for sells very confidently. Even if this 30-minute candle breaks above the high here, it's going to be a very, very, very risky buy because we've already moved so much. Already moved so much. So the question is, how far is it going to go before it retraces, right? So we're still open here now. We're still open to some ideas. 15-minute candle is about to close in 3, 2, and 1. Looking at 30-minute time frame, 30-minute candle is closing a small volume candle, which means basically there's a very, very low volume on the 30-minute time frame to go up. Looking at the 15-minute, 15-minute is creating a resistance. Let's consult the 5-minute, maybe because this is a very high precision. Oh, okay, look at that on the 5-minute time. We are creating this market structure in a 5-minute. I wouldn't look at the 5-minute, but in this case, it seems like it would be, wow, yeah, look at that, right? That's a 40 pip range over here. 40 pip range. We're breaking below this low. Maybe wait for it to close, maybe. Wow, look at that retracement. So tough. All right, so we've broken below this low. Maybe take a sell right here, have stops above this area, and I don't know, like anticipate price to just retrace to go down. You know, going to treat this market structure just as the same way as you would treat the 15-minute market structure. No, sorry, the 30-minute market structure. You can see the 5-minute candles now; they're making lower lows and lower highs. And looking at the 30-minute, we are retracing. Okay, still pretty good. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, we're retracing over here now. Looking at the 5-minute, okay, it was still good. Now we're forming a minor support. All right, let's just close the 5-minute time frame here now. We are in this trade. The 30-minute is coming down slowly. Oh, nice. Look at that. That is a really, really good move. So let's close this right here. This is how many pips up over here? 21 pips. Yeah, good enough. Let's close partial and 90%. Majority of the position, right? Closing the big majority of the position in pre-London because this is a counter trend trade. If this was a trade with the trend, wouldn't close, 90%, would maybe close like 50% or whatever. Also put stops at break even. Perfect. Yeah. So one thing that that we're gonna learn here is also whenever there's like a huge, huge, huge move, getting a retracement on that move, it still kind of makes sense. But initially now at this point, we're only looking for price to maybe create some sort of support, probably close this whole area here. Maybe form some sort of a support and then continue pushing up, right? Because that's where the trend is at this point. Because we were bearish at one point, we came up, we formed resistance. Let's go to 30-minute time frame, right? We were bearish, came up, resistance formed, came down, broke above this resistance, and then continued to push up. So now if you do form some sort of a support, a buy is going to be much better because then we can say, okay, you know what, we formed support, there's clean move down, so maybe there's going to be a clean move going back up here as well. Made $388 over here and 36 cents. Pretty good outcome for 2 days, to be honest. Used to make 600 when I moved to Canada a week. 2 weeks. Shit. Every 2 weeks. Okay. Um, yeah, just wait to see how this candle closes. 30-minute time frame, next bar. Okay, candle closed bullish. This is London Open. Looking at the 15 minute, 15 minute is, consolidating at this point. Very tough. Very, very tough. 30 minutes also like this, probably forming some sort of support. 1 hour time frame. You know what? Since since I'm only talking about form support go up, let's just also think what would make price go further down. Like not taking a trade, just anticipating. Maybe if we did break below this low, we could, but this range isn't enough. So even though that idea wouldn't even make sense over here, 1 hour is pushing down. 30 minutes also pushing down, but we're coming down towards the support over here. Yeah, just waiting at this point. It's very easy to go into this overthinking mode when price is ranging or when the market structure is not clear. It's very easy to go into that overthinking mode. And once you go into overthinking mode, you're like, shit, let me take a sell. Let me take a sell. You take a sell and it's a losing trade. You're like, oh, man. And then price goes up. You're like, damn, I should have just stuck to my original buys. So just gotta be very, very careful with that overthinking mode. So you can see right here, price is coming back down in this range, and we don't know whether candle's going to close back in this range or above this range. Because if it closes above this range, there's still a possibility for price to move up. But if it closes back in the range, then hey, it may start to go down. Oh wow, look at that. What a turn of events. Closed back above that range. Let's take a look on the 15 minute. Big rejection on the 15 minute. Very tough market structure. Need like a confirmation on the 30-minute or whatever. But very tough. Need some sort of a candle to close in some sort of a way that we understand. Every new candle forming is creating newer and newer market structures. So you see this candle moving up, it's creating a clean candle which is sort of moving up at this point. It's about to close. All right, it closed right here. Let's take a look on the 15 minute. 15 minutes also closed above. Okay, we close above this resistance. Beautiful. Now the next 15-minute candle, it has to retrace, create that lower wick, break this high, and then we're going to take a buy and price and continue pushing up. That's all what we want to see, right? Create a lower wick. If we create that lower wick, just like that, perfect. And now see that we're breaking the high at this point in the first 3 minutes. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good buy over here, obviously, right? So let's have a TP up over there. Stop is going to be probably, like right down over here. Makes sense, right? Perfect. Let's take a look on 30-minute time frame. 30-minute candle also makes sense. Made a lower wick. Starting to go up. Beautiful. So the last two trades, we took the same exact trades, right? If you guys remember, the same exact opportunity were the last two trades, and this is nothing different. This is exactly the same opportunity. Nothing has changed, right? So it's easy. You just stick to, interesting. So we may, I mean, like, if it doesn't go up, 15-minute candle is going to close in a way that we will see and say, okay, like, yeah, see that right there? We closed with a small body. What does this mean? This means the volume to move up is getting smaller, right? So we're using 15-minute as a reference point, right? So maybe we're going to close 50% right here. Let's look on the 30-minute candle here. Yeah, we've broken the low. See that? We've broken the low. Was about to hit the stop loss, but didn't. So maybe close another 50% because we've broken the low. Close. Just managing risk. Same trade idea as the last two times, but managing risk here. So we managed risk. Wow, look at that. Even deeper move down. 15-minute, looking at the 30-minute. Yeah, we're coming down here. What can you do? What can you do? You can do nothing. So I guess we're gonna have New York Open coming here soon. Let's take a look on the sessions. We will. Oh yeah, in a few hours over here. We're still coming into London Open. I guess in like 3 hours, 2 hours. We're just consolidating here now. This is like a 35 pip range. We've created a resistance here, and yeah, even if we do break below this low, this is a 16 pip range. Who knows whether it's gonna break below this area or not? Like no one knows. So we're just waiting here, Tuesday. All right. Speed it up here a little bit. If it breaks a 15-minute bearish high, would you give it a second chance? Yes. Well, if it breaks above this high right here on the 30-minute, then we're gonna give it a second chance. But I guess not now. Yeah, it's just. Oh wow, came deeper in that range over there as well. So much volume here now. So much volume. We're also coming closer to New York Open. We're still in this range. It's very, very tough. The only thing that's going to matter is if we do break below this area, and then there's another support. If we break below 1647, then you got a bigger range. But so far, right now, it's just tough. Like we only took one trade, managed risk on that trade, and that's about it. See now we're back in this range. This candle closed below this resistance here. It's just tough market structure. So whenever you have a market structure like this, it's super, super, super tough. Like we're in this range at this point. Look, the candle. Look how the candle closed. Nothing. Ranging here now. Let's look at the next candle. Next candle closed like this. Next candle closed bearish. I mean, what are you going to do? Now we have NY open next. Next candle. Oh, look at that. Candle closed bullish over here. Right? So what do you guys notice? Do you notice how there's a resistance formed, right? And then you notice how this candle closed above this resistance, and there's also NY open over here. So maybe there's a yeah, exactly right, gladiator candle. So maybe there's a possibility for price to move up. Maybe there's a high possibility, and this is a high possibility. Maybe we should have a stop below this area. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour candle is also breaking the high of the previous 1 hour candles. Maybe let's go with a smaller risk over here, right? A little bit risky, second trade after a loss, so maybe go with the lower risk, 0.5%. Nothing huge, nothing crazy, just basically an innocent 0.5% risk. Paper trade, if you may. Because we broke above this resistance and, there's a high, yeah, look at that. I mean, there's a high possibility with the volume from NY Open, we should continue pushing up. Looking at the 15-minute, oh wow, look at that. 15-minute candle is, yeah, maybe just close 50% and make it an even smaller risk since we're taking it on the 1 hour time frame. Oh yeah, see now on the 1 hour time frame looks way cleaner. Right? We're coming up towards clean candles, resistance there through left hand side. Oh yeah, we tapped into it. Perfect. See, on the 1 hour candles seems so clean and so simple. On the 30-minute, you got a little bit of a noise. Then on the 15-minute, man, you have a whole lot of noise over here. But it's good to consult the small time frames, because that's where you can really manage risk and really kind of make sense of whether a trade is going to work out, or even if it doesn't work out based on the candles forming, you could close 50%, 90%, whatever you want to close. But the 1 hour just looked beautiful. Created resistance, candle closed above, wick down, moved up, perfect. No. Let's move on to the next one. It's going to be a Wednesday. Move on to the next one. We have 7, 8. Pre-London. Here we have pre-London here again. Let's remove all these analysis. Remove the 4 hour. 4 hours coming down, bearish, looking clean. I'm still amazing how you knew that we were doing the 9th October from the simulation webinars. That's crazy. What if this performance would have been completely different than to one we did before? Who knows? Okay, awesome. Um, so we are coming down. Okay, let's take a look on the daily here. So the daily candles, let's zoom in. Oh, we can't zoom in. Can we scale fix? Yeah, we can scale fix. So looking at the daily is bearish. We have rejections here, rejection here. This daily candle needs to break the low to go down. How much is this range? 42, 40, 40, 50 range over here. Okay, perfect. Sells, so we need some confirmation on small time frames. Looking at the 4 hour, 4 hour created a resistance. 4 hour broke below support. Next 4 hour candle has to wake up and then break this low and continue pushing down to this support, I guess, right? That would make sense. Let's take a look on a 1 hour time frame. 1 hour candles are also, we got the support to the bottom. And yeah, I mean, I guess we need some sort of a retracement, really. I mean, can't take a sell because we've already broken below the support and moved like, what, 30 pips? Looking at the 30-minute time frame, we formed resistance. Yeah, I guess we need some sort of I guess, retracement for price to push down maybe to this area. I think it's a pretty big range, 57 pip range. That would make sense. I'd like some retracement. Other than that, there's nothing. Other than that, there's nothing, my man. There's nothing. Okay, there we go. All right, candle's about to close and perfect. Perfect. Look at that. That is just perfect, right? And the reason why I say it's perfect because there's a rejection, and rejection means there's going to be a retracement, and a retracement means we can take a sell and have a winning trade. Easy trade, trading with the trend. Yep, look at that. We're forming some sort of a support over there now. That's beautiful. 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 Look at that. Look at this candle. Look at this candle breaking the low in the first few seconds. As this candle is breaking the low in the first few seconds, this is, I'd normally go with the 1%. I'll just go with the 0.5% because it's breaking in the first few seconds. It's risky, but the trend is down. Looking at the 1 hour, 1 hour is pushing down, hasn't really broken the low there on the 1 hour. 4 hours also pushing down, breaking the low. Daily is also breaking the low. I mean, 15-minute candle also broke the low. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense right here. And I don't know, maybe we're gonna go all the way down. I don't know, right? And the 1 hour candle, 1 hour candle just broke 1%. It is okay. Yeah, 1% is okay, but it's risky. I mean, we broke in the first few seconds, so that's why I'm using a lower risk. See that retracement? Yeah, that's what I was kind of like worried about. Oh, I guess not. Oh, is the stop? Is that stop huge though? No, it's not huge. It's like 17 pips, 18 pips. Let's see if let's see how the 15-minute candle close. Oh wow, look at that. Ooh, don't like that rejection. don't like that. What price is doing? 15-minute candle is going to close over here soon. Let's see. 15-minute candle is going to close now. Perfect. Let's take a look at that. 15-minute candle has closed bearish. Okay, looks good. We've also broken below the support on the 15-minute, and yeah, this could make sense. Maybe add a position here, right? Yeah, this basically makes sense. Let's modify the stop loss here as well. So we're using 15-minute candle as a reference point to see what basically can happen, right? So we broke below this area, took a sell, stop above the previous candle, and 30-minute candle is pushing down now beautifully. Smart Project Concepts is working amazingly well over here. Wow, look at that. Oh, look where we are heading. We're heading right down. This is one of those. Hold on. Let me remove take profits. And what we're going to do is, if this candle pushes down, we're just going to close 90%. Yeah, something like that. First, I look to follow your lead before joining SRC. You trade the same setup in live market with 5,000 pound, make like 5% of your country there, boss. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, no, this is great. Look at that, 4%. We're at 5% here. Amazing. This has been an amazing move. So let's just close this position, this one right here, and probably close 90%. Beautiful. Oh wow, look at that. Still going. Let's see how the next candle closes here on the 15-minute. Oh, 1638. Okay, now we're going to close everything right here because this has moved just too much. This was London Open here, basically. Wow, what an incredible move. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Um, yeah, I guess this has been a 80 pip move. So maybe if 15-minute candle can form a bullish candle, we could probably move right back up. Oh, we've broken the high over there. Oh, yes. That is actually crazy the way things are moving. There was no news. There were low PPI news, and that's about it. But the thing is, all the higher time frames, yeah, you're right. All the higher time frames were in our favor, and now we're getting that basically that rejection. Yeah. Awesome. One trade done. Let's move on to the next session here. Oh, wow, look at that. We moved even down. Was there any confirmation on the small time frames? Probably on the 15-minute, maybe. Yeah, wow, we moved further down over there. Interesting. And then basically we just start to consolidate. As expected, after a big move, consolidation starts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. There we go. Pre-London. Pre-London session here. Once again, looking at the 1 hour time frame, remove all these analysis. Looking at the 4 hour, remove this, remove this. Looking at the daily. Daily is now rejecting another bigger support from the daily time frame. Looking at the 4 hour, I guess we have created some sort of a support, but we closed with no wick on the top. 1 hour, same idea. There's a resistance and there's no wick on the top on this candle, the way this candle closed. So naturally, we have to wait for the next candle to see how it operates. So there's a resistance here as well. There is a zone that we broke. So I guess a better idea would be to wait for price to maybe retrace, retrace, create some sort of support, and then continue pushing up. Right? Right. Because we don't know whether the next candle is going to go up or go down because this candle closed with no wick on the top, you know. And if you measure this range, it's like a 39 okay range, but But yeah, we've already moved away because like one question could be, well, there were trades taken before as the one candle broke above this resistance. That's correct. But you got to take a look at the overall 30-minute candles here now. You got one, two, three, four. Okay, well, one, two, three bullish candles. So how much more do you think the 30-minute candles are going to continue to push up? That's the question. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see whether we can get that some sort of a retracement to create some support to continue pushing up or not. That's something I guess we could anticipate. It's Thursday as well, which is, let's take a look here. We have any news? We have no news for pound, so still good. Da, 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 da. We're approaching London Open here as well. London Open is approaching. Oh, there we go. That's 30 minutes before London Open. We're coming back in this range. See, if we do close back in this range, this whole move up could be a fake out. And with London close, well, with London Open, we can continue pushing down. Yeah, 1 hour candle is also rejecting. 4 hours also coming down. 30 minutes also coming down. 15-minute. Wow, look at that retracement on the 15-minute. This is crazy retracement here on the 15-minute, right? That's a pretty solid retracement. There we go. That's London Open here. But looking at the 30-minute time frame, it it closed with a weak bearish candle, which means that the volume going down is decreasing, but there's no confirmation that price is going to go up. Like we have a confirmation on 15-minute, but 15-minute is a weak confirmation, I guess, because the 30-minute candle is still bearish here. Yeah, see that? So I think it's going to be better. Oh, wow, look at that. So if we do close back in the range, very, very, very high possibility we could go right back down. All right, 15-minute candle has closed. It closed back in the range, but it's also creating this resistance, kind of like consolidating now. So we're going to ignore the 15-minute candles now. And oh, wow, look at that. The 30-minute candle is reversing over here. You know what this means? Yep. Now we have a very solid support formed, right? And the reason why I say it's a solid support because look at that huge rejection to the downside, massive rejection to a downside, right? So if we do break above this high, I think there's a very good possibility we can continue pushing up. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, look at that retracement. That is incredible retracement over there. Did we break the low? We did not break the low. It's still forming here. The 15-minute candle has also closed. Let's take a look at this 15-minute candle. 15-minute candle rejected. 30-minute candle is like this. Maybe starts to go up. I don't know. But it needs to break that previous high. Probably right there. Wow, too risky. We got like 10 minutes left over here. See right there. If I was to take a paper trade, that paper trade would be a buy right here for possibly price to continue pushing up. The stop loss is probably not going to be on the 30-minute time frame because it's a 40 pip stop. So whenever you have a bigger stop loss and a time frame you're looking at, let's say the 30-minute, consult the small time frame. So if you look on the 15-minute time frame, this stop would only be like 15 pips, and if it's only going to be like 15 pips, so I think it does make sense if it's 15 pips and you're anticipating like almost like like a little bit over 1 to 1. Yeah, I mean, that could just make sense even after we had this huge rejection here to the downside. Possibly. I'd I'd imagine. We're coming up over here now. We're coming up towards resistance. Probably. Oh, yeah. I was about to close everything myself, but price wicked in. There are times you took a long entry right after this candle closed and a 30-minute support form, but this time you mentioned about this high breaking in order for a long entry. Yeah, because there was a big rejection I've been talking about. Huge rejection. So we didn't know whether this next candle is gonna go all the way down here as well like this or not. Because candles in the same vicinity tend to do the same things as their neighboring candles. Most times, as we've seen. Most times. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. Oh, 1 hour is also bullish. See now, if if we're supposed to take, let's say, like a buy on the 1 hour, that would mean that maybe if we can break above this high on the 1 hour time frame, then we can continue pushing up, right? Because visually that would make sense. If this candle can break the high of the 1 hour candle to go up, looking at the 30-minute candle, whatever, we're just consolidating. 15-minute candles also retracing. Yeah, unconsciously. Oh, I think you mean subconsciously. Yeah, thank you. Unconsciously do, means to do things when you're passed out, like when you faint. But yeah. So looking at, oh yeah, look at that. We're coming back in the range now. Yeah, very tough. Very tough. What's happening here today, man? This is consolidating here today. All right. Silence before the storm, but I don't know what the storm is going to look like. Yeah, the candle has closed. We closed below this area. So I guess if the 30-minute candle, breaks below the previous low, it can continue pushing down, I guess, like that's on the 1 hour time frame. If we do break below that low, but if we don't break below that low, I don't think we're going to go down. Oh wow, we're coming straight up. We didn't even tap into that low over there. We're coming straight up and we have this resistance formed over here now. The 30-minute candle is about to close. Let's see how this candle is going to close. If it closes bullish or what happens. There we go. The candle has closed and it closed below that resistance. Closed below that resistance. We got a wick rejection right here. Oh wow, look at that. Didn't even make a lower wick, just went straight up. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So I guess we'll need to see if we form some sort of a support, right? Like a rejection, come down, create some sort of support, and then continue pushing up. Maybe. Oh yeah, looking at the 15-minute time frame, I guess that support may make sense wherever we form that support. Oh, whoa, look at that. That's a big retracement over there. 15-minute candle has closed. Let's take a look at this one. This is a 30-minute candle. We're still coming down, rejecting, retracing. Candle's about to close right there. We just closed at this point. Let's take a look on the 15-minute. Yeah, nothing. Nothing. Even if you take a buy, your resistance is like, your range is like 16, 17 pips. See right here, we're breaking above the high of the 30-minute candle. Looking at the 1 hour. Oh, actually, this could make sense if the 1 hour candle breaks above its own high for price to maybe continue pushing up, right? If the 1 hour candle breaks its own high. And then you could say, oh, like, we have volume coming in from pre New York. Yeah, right there. Impulse entry long since 30-minute candle was broken. Yes, the 30-minute candle was broken. That's correct. But then we had the 1 hour wick right here, which is why I'd be more like, much better off taking a buy when we got that 1 hour wick to be broken. maybe. Let's take a look on the 30-minute. Okay, 15-minute time frame. Yeah. This is the last trade here, though, anyway. So anticipating this on the 1 hour time frame to continue pushing up. I mean, if it does, amazing. If it doesn't, then that's still good. But let's see how far can this candle push as we're coming up to the close. Oh wow, look at that. Almost. But we're coming up to this rejection area here to the left hand side anyway. So yeah, let's just secure that. And let's see where this candle closes. We're rejecting. Let's move on to the next bar. Okay, bullish. Do we go up on the next one? Oh, bearish. Rejection. Yeah, we're getting rejections here, and then as we're coming down, I guess we're coming up towards New York Open. We're up about 6.9%. I want to take a look at that one trade that we closed, partial loss. I think that was a 23 $26 loss, and the rest were all just wins. 96, 131, 27, 171. Let's take a look at the history here. Market pending closed trades. Yeah, these were basically the closed trades right here. We closed in a loss and managed our risk. Pretty good. Not bad. Not bad. But anyway, this was actually recorded, and it's going to be in the database in about 3 to 4 hours. Thank you all for coming in. How much percentage win? I don't know, like 90%, not sure, 70%, but just lost one setup. All the other setups were basically the same idea. The first two trades were the same trades, the same ideas. The second one just managed risk. Sorry, the third one. The fourth one was like, that was a win here as well, and this was also anticipated price to go up, so it worked out pretty well. So thank you all for joining in. We're going to see you guys on Monday. Take care.